Well, hello, hello, and hello. It's Friday. Happy Friday to all of you out there. What's up, Krista? What's up, Shy? Thanks for joining, and for all of those who'll be tuning in. I am excited because when I see that video, it has a whole nother level and meaning today. We are a mere few days away before we will be jet setting off to the U.S. Virgin Islands. And as the video showed you, we have transformative speakers, and I'm super excited to introduce you to two of our transformative speakers that will be joining us next week, our fitness guru, Valerie Tyler, and our international beauty expert, Tori Prince. But before we get into our show, I want to send my deepest heartfelt condolences to the Rainbow Push Coalition family on the loss of Alana Ford, my dear sister, my dear friend. Alana and I worked side by side for many years at Rainbow Push, and we recently had the passing of John Mitchell. And I know that Reverend Wilson, I just left there giving her some flowers, and stopped by to see Reverend Jackson to make sure that the entire Rainbow Push family knows that my heart and all of those here at the I Am That Woman movement and retreat, that our prayers, our hearts, our hugs are with you, knowing that this is an extremely difficult time to lose so many staff in 1 year. And so may God continue to keep you and cover you. And that just talks about why it's so important to take care of our health and wellness, and to set boundaries, and also to know how to balance life and work and family and career and community and all that we give out. Today, my show is talking about our nutritional impact and how actually nutrition impacts our physical well-being as well as our natural beauty. So, if you ever have those skin outbreaks, maybe you have a combination oily, dry skin, or maybe you don't understand why you got some dry patches, could it be related to your diet? And also, if you're trying to work out, if you're trying to do some walking, maybe you're achy, maybe there's some things going on in your body as far as your mobility. Could it be connected to your nutrition? So I have two wonderful experts here today to talk about that and the importance of how we take care of our inner and outer beauty. These two inner and outer beauties are going to be joining us next week in St. Thomas at the fifth annual I Am That Woman retreat. I'm super excited to introduce you to Tori Prince and Valerie Tyler. What's up, my sisters?
Hi, everybody.
Hello, TGIF.
TGIF, right? I know I'm glad it's Friday too. How y'all doing?
Great.
Blessed, doing well. Thank you.
Excited about next
Yes.
week.
Right? I know I'm ready, Valerie.
I hope everybody
Oh,
on the line is going to join us.
I hope so too. I know at least one of them is joining us, and that is Shy. We were talking about it last night. We had our Know Before You Go session to make sure everybody was on the same page and had all the details, and it made me excited all over again to hear what you guys are going to be talking about. And that's why we're here today, to get a little sneak peek, because if you're not going to be there, although it's not too late to register, long as you can hop that flight, we have hotel rooms, and you want to be in the room. It's a little different when you're not in the room. But before we get started, let's start with who you ladies are. So let's start with you, Tori, since you're in the upper box. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
good evening. My name is Victoria Prince. I am a global beauty expert and the CEO and creative founder of Tori Prince Beauty, where we provide personalized skincare solutions and advanced treatments that make women of color look and feel their absolute best with our touch of loving luxury. And one of those solutions being an award winning skincare collection. I am a licensed esthetician, educator, speaker, author, mentor, and most importantly, a mother. And so I empower my clients and customers to view skincare as self care from a holistic standpoint, meaning inside and out.
Awesome. Powerhouse, powerhouse. All right, Valerie, go ahead and follow that up with your dynamic intro. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, my name is Valerie Tyler, and I'm honored to be with Tori. And I really feel that this is going to be one of the best sessions ever because we just interconnect. It's just a connection there. So, what I do is I'm a personal trainer, certified personal trainer. I am certified in yoga, Pilates, and strength training. And I also walk the walk and talk the talk because I've done over 25, 30 triathlons. That's swim, bike, run. And I have done an Ironman and placed, and I've done over 35 marathons around the world. So I live this, I breathe this, I love this lifestyle. And if you don't use it, you will lose it. And your muscles have to be and your bones need to be doing exercises at least 4 or 5 days a week for a minimum of 30 days, for a minimum of 30 minutes, I'm sorry, to keep your body toned and strong. And it's just a lot of benefits associated with exercise. I'm going to go into all of that in my presentation. I'll give you a few little tidbits a little later, but we all know that what we are what we eat. And if you don't move, you can't move. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Twyler, and I look forward to meeting you all. If you're not coming to this session, just know that you are missing out on a whole lot, but that's okay. Twyler's still around. She ain't not going anywhere. She's just going to keep evolving and talking about mind, body, and spirit and bringing on speakers like us to enhance your mind, body, and spirit. So I'm excited. This is my 5th year with Twyler.
Woo! Yes, this is Valerie's 5th year. This is Tori's first, but won't be her last year. And to your point, Valerie, that is what the movement is all about. The I Am That Woman movement. We focus on 6 pillars of health and wellness: our mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, physical, and nutritional well-being. And although, of course, anybody who knows me knows that the spiritual well-being is the foundation of my life, but the nutritional well-being is really the foundation of our being. And it's so important. When I met Tori through my business coach at the YWCA, and my soror, shout out to her, to Lois Wilkinson. And she was telling me about how Tori really ties in nutrition to the natural beauty. And I was like, oh my God. And then Valerie, you're always talking about the impact of what we eat on our bones, on our muscles, on our ligaments. And I was like, that's a perfect session because we don't always talk about the intersections of our health and our wellness. So Tori, give us a little bit about maybe even your own personal story of what led you on the path of becoming this expert, this international expert, and even how the health journey was connected with our beauty.
Oh my goodness. So I started Tori Prince Beauty with my own struggles with skincare issues growing up. I like to tell, I joke about back then, all we had was beauty supply stores. We had Noxzema. That was our, we thought we were doing something with that cold cream. Burning our skin off or putting toothpaste on, our pimples. We just didn't have the plethora of resources and knowledge that we have now. And Fashion Fair was the only counter in Marshall Fields if you were fortunate to, ever visit it. But that was for like the church mothers and the older women. And so I played around with, various concoctions growing up, just trying to combat this thing that was happening naturally that it wasn't spoke about. But on top of that, I developed low self-esteem, low confidence. But on what I discovered later on, I actually started it to honor my grandmother who was lost to domestic violence. And so confidence, your self-esteem is tied to confidence, and your confidence level determines the decisions you make in life. So I touch on that as part of my presentation. But so I went into beauty, and I started off doing makeup because that was a way that I combated low self-esteem and just end up being great at it. And so all of my clients will come to me for makeup services, and they had very unhealthy skin. And then I noticed that women of color, that was a thing that we tended to do. And I said, okay, I want to find a way, something that I could help transform the skin without becoming a dermatologist. Um, and I discovered aesthetics. And even in me treating clients, my skin was horrible. Like I'm probably gonna put a picture of my presentation. People are like, your skin look great. It was the worst, and you could just look at that picture and get emotional because I was toxic on the inside, mentally, spiritually, all the things, and pouring into other people. And I'm like, you can use all of the products, expensive treatments, but if you don't transform your lifestyle, nothing is going to work. And I really got serious about it when I did my cousin's wedding on my birthday one year. And it was a time I was busy, I was traveling, I was doing all the things. And after this wedding, I thought I was just tired, right? And I was on my couch for a week. I could not move. And my husband at the time was like, "What's going on with you?" I'm like, "I'm just tired. I'm just." But after like day 3, I'm like, "Wait a minute, something's not right. I feel like I got hit by a car. Like this is not normal." And just feeling out of it. And I went to the ER after I've been on the couch for 5 days. And I was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disease.
Oh my goodness.
It's called mixed connective tissue disorder. And in that, it's inflammation. So that's why I couldn't move. And then I discovered I was supposedly had osteoarthritis and all these things. I was just like, I can't work. I can't move. My kids looking at me. It's like, no, I cannot. I have to make a lifestyle change. And that's when I really start diving deep into studying the gut and studying the holistic aspect of skincare to help transform myself. So now that I am a walking billboard, because I didn't think I was a walking billboard for my clients. I'm like, I'm good at what I do, my other clients, but it's like, no, you have to walk the walk. Like Valerie says, she walks the walk. I do. I walk the walk to probably about 60%, but I still have made a lifestyle change. And so that's what I encourage my clients to do. They joke about when you first become a client, I get all in your business. I'm getting into lifestyle, medications, occupation, all these things because they do tie into our skin, the health of our skin. And so we're in the age where everybody wants popcorn results, and you see these things on social media. That's not true. No one product is going to clear years of pain and suffering and just being, living a healthy lifestyle. So that's my journey.
Wow, what a story. What a journey, Tori. Thank you for sharing. And that is amazing. Sometimes, our trials is what gets us to our testimonies. And so you did not give up. You probably could have been put on a lot of prescriptions and you probably could have succumbed to what the doctors were saying, but you decided to make a choice to do some research to say, I cannot live like this. And let me dive into how I can heal myself. Valerie, tell us about your journey. Have you always been athletic? Have you always just been that woman that just goes out and runs marathons? Or how did it come about for you to get into physical fitness?
Well, I think that I've always been that person. I'm kind of an A-type personality and always looking for a challenge. And if somebody dared me, it was like, oh yeah, I got that. You dared me to learn how to roller skate. Now I can do twirls on the roller skates. You dared me to come down a black ski hill. Well, I went green, blue, and I figured it out how to get down black. So I've always kind of been that person that stretched, had that extra stretch. And someone dared me to run a marathon, and I ran a marathon, and then from there, it's like, okay, do a triathlon. I had to learn to swim, and now I already could run and then get a bike and figure it out. So I was very competitive. And what men were doing, I was like the only girl or lady or whatever who said, okay, well, I can do what you can do kind of thing. So I guess that's always been my my challenge. I've always been very competitive. But anyway, getting back to this looking good thing, if you don't eat the right kind of things and you don't be have your mind on positive things and learning how to relax, a lot of those that negativity and those toxins and those feelings will actually reveal themselves in your outer skin. And you look at people and they break out with acne or eczema. I'm saying it right? Eczema.
Eczema.
Eczema. Okay. And a lot of times it's just stress that causes that. So you exercise, you hopefully, and this is Twyla's in my exercise group, I try to encourage people to not only do the strength part of it, but to do the cardio part of it, because you have to get your heart rate up. Once you get your heart rate up, then you begin to what? Sweat. It's very important, and I know Tori says this to her client, very important to sweat out the toxins. So once you sweat out the toxins, then your body has more of a chance to circulate the blood. Once the blood is circulated, it's pushing out the decayed and the dead cells, and it's refreshing with good cells that are going to give you good skin. Good skin is going to give you tight skin. Good skin is going to reduce wrinkles and crepey skin and things like that. So all of that kind of works on, you got to exercise. You got to put in some time every day, or at least every other day, to sweat, to build yourself up to a point where you are actually excreting waters, sweat out of your body, so that then you have an opportunity to have clear skin, a better look, a brighter look, and you've pretty much detoxified yourself, along with taking in a lot of water. As we get older, the hydration is so important, because as you get older, a lot of things are locking up, they're getting stiff, things like that. So getting the water through the body, through the system, you need more water than when you were younger. And it can, again, feed the good cells and fight off a lot of autoimmune diseases. Now, we know about some of them, but some of them, like Tori said, they're rare. You've never heard of them. It's all kind of stuff. Every day you have decayed cells in your body. So by drinking water, I'm not saying that's the solution to everything, but what it does is it helps to flush those decayed cells out. Exercise helps to bring in fresh oxygen. What do cells need? They need oxygen. That's how you get the flow going. So anyway, I could just go on forever. But,
that's all right. I know, Valerie, you are a walking book. Tori, you mentioned something about the gut. And sometimes we don't really think about our gut health. What does that actually mean?
So they say the skin is a large organ, but really the gut, because that's where everything is digested and broken down. And so if it's not healthy, then like Valerie said, you're pumping out these toxins. Certain foods, they're not getting excreted. And so it's just sitting there in the gut, especially if you don't empty your bowel on a regular basis, if you're not putting in healthy microbiomes and healthy pre and probiotics and all of these things, then you're going to get all of these random, breakouts and skin conditions. And so having a healthy gut helps to push out the toxins. And then, you have a healthier flora, a healthier playground to work with. And then everybody, when you say that, people will be like, oh, let me go get a probiotic. But now we have pre and pro, which is important to, understand that. But it's not a one size fit all for everybody. You have to learn what your body needs. Just because I say, yeah, we all need a probiotic, don't go buy it. Don't go without doing research to figure out which probiotic it is that you need. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. we search for information. There's just so much, and then you just really don't know. And so that's what I pride myself with at Tori Prince Beauty. We are bespoke, customized, tailored to you. I don't do one size fit all, except for products. But even with the products, it's a certain regimen that you may have, Tyler, that's different than Valerie. Same with treatments, which you may need, which you may not need. So I really focus on that. But yeah, that's what the good.
With Tori Prince Beauty, do you actually do like you said you do some evaluations and everybody is different, so everybody's gut health is different. Do you actually do like nutritional consultations where you said you get in their business, so it's like what you eating, how are you digesting, what type of food, and all of
Yep.
that. I know when I go to acupuncture, sometimes they like, what's your bowel movements like? I'm like, who wants, but that's really important,
No,
right? I mean,
I really get into that because I need to know, are you, and I can pretty tell a lot of this stuff before even asking, but to know how much water intake that you are, you're intaking, or if you're a caffeine drinker, or if you're a smoker, or dairy is a culprit in acne. So I gotta have cheese on everything. Like, so I have to know these things, one for your treatment purpose, but two to recommend what you need to stop, and think about in between. And it's overwhelming at first because it's like, dang, I gotta change my pillowcases. I gotta do this treatment twice a day, and then now she wants me to go take vitamins and go get this and go that. But it's like Valerie said, it'll really help you in the long run. And the way I get my clients is if you don't do what's instructed, then you don't get to those services that you're excited about. Everybody's excited about the advanced services, and it's like your skin barrier is not healthy enough. You're gonna stay in the in the toddler pool for a little bit until you do what I recommended, because it's sustainable when you do the work. If you come in and say, I'm just unhealthy, my skin's unhealthy, yes, I can make it look great without you making some lifestyle changes. But guess what? You're going to do that every time. It's not going to be sustainable. You're going to keep in getting these advanced treatments, or think you're going to get them. And it's like, no, I need to know that you can do the homework at home. And then that's how I reward you with those great advanced treatments. If it's
we take questions from our audience. Thanks, Tori.
Mhm.
It's Gary Hunter says, what are some of the natural foods for the gut or either detox? I accidentally found out that garlic will totally flush you. That was an accident, but it was probably a good accident. So what are some of the natural foods that we need to help keep our gut health clean? That's a great question, Gary. I'll let either one of you or both of you guys weigh in on that.
Well, I'll tell you one that I take, and I'm in my 70s, and I'm very conscious about, and I always have been, but even more diligent about what flushing out my body. One day a week, I will only drink liquids, kind of a detoxification. But one of the things that I do is I take a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and I put it in water. Sometimes I'll mix a little lemon juice in it and sort of do that lemonade thing, with the cayenne pepper. But I do that, and for one full day I'll drink that, and you'd be surprised at what comes out of you, because your intestines will hold a lot of garbage, and that's why you can get, what is that, Tori? Something verticulitis.
Diverticulitis.
Yeah,
Right.
Diverticulitis.
So I have a little bit of that, and it's very common, especially as you get older, because your intestines have been working and collecting, for 70 years. It's got all kind of stuff happening in the crevice, and if you're only cleaning it out when you go to get a colonoscopy, that's not good enough. So to me, it's very important to give your system a rest, and just for a day. Garlic is good. Apple cider vinegar is good. Black coal tablets are good because they cleanse out your system. So, obviously we could Google it, but those are the kind of things that you need to think about. Lemon juice is good.
Yeah.
Grapefruit juice is good. Anything that's kind of a little acidic, that's going to agitate that intestine and get up in those crevices and clean out your system. And you'll see stuff coming out. You'll be like, well, where did that come from? It doesn't look like a normal bowel movement, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my 2 cents without going into too much detail.
Okay.
I'm sure there's products that natural foods that you can take, that you could go to a health food store and they would say, well, these are good. So I'm not an expert at that. I do have a degree, a certification in nutrition, but I only did that not to teach it or sell it. I just did it because I wanted to understand more about nutrients and how they affect my body, especially as an athlete. If I'm gonna be exercising 3 or 4 hours a day, I want to know, what do I need to be putting in my system to sustain it and to feed the muscle groups and the bones.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Tori, you want to add anything to that about
Yeah,
some
one of the things
natural?
I was going to piggyback, I was going to say, I recommend a lot of my clients to warm water in the morning, lemon water. It's really, it helps to jumpstart the digestive system in the morning. It tastes pretty good. But also juicing, just natural juicing. There's all kind of recipes out there. So natural berries and green leafy things. Um, if you don't see results with that, then that's when I will recommend going into more of a detox. But even with that, you have to be careful because you can strip your body of your natural bacteria and open yourself up to get colds and all kind of things, because people feel like we want to get it out, and if you're not putting back in healthy bacteria, you can get sick. So that's why I err on the side of caution of take it slowly, and then there are naturopathic doctors too, doctors that you may can see that that's all they do is just natural remedies. But yeah, I would recommend starting
Gary,
there.
I hope that answered your question. Thank you, ladies. That was really good. Another question that I have is, Valerie, you talked about once a week that you kind of do a natural, not anything real serious, just a natural drinking, kind of a concoction that you make. How often would you recommend, maybe for those who might not have that level of discipline, but how often should we really detox our bodies and our systems?
Once a week. No, I'm just kidding.
I can guarantee most who listen to this are gonna be like, nah, that's way too much for me.
But let's just think about this. You're eating 3 to 4 meals a day, most people, and you've got a lot of things going in. Some of them, if you're very disciplined, all of it could be good stuff. It could all be, all the products that you need on the food, on the food chain. But in most cases, you're probably eating a little bit. It's hard to balance, exactly what you need to eat. So I try to give my body a rest. Just like I don't work out 7 days a week. I don't work my gut. I don't work my system 7 days a week. So I feel that once a week is a good time to sort of just do a checkpoint and say, can I get through this day with a green smoothie, lemon water, like you said, maybe, maybe some fruit, watermelon,
Yeah.
just cleansing kinds of things to kind of give it a rest, let everything clear out before you start eating, regular food again. So,
And if you are a meat eater, are there certain foods that is harder to digest than other foods?
meat is very hard to digest.
Especially beef.
Typically, it stays in your system a couple of days. And if anything stays in your system, you think about if you left the meat out for a couple of days, what would happen? It would have worms. It would be rotten. So when you are eliminating that 48 hours later, don't get me started. It's it's just not good for anything to stay in your system that long and to turn into being toxic or bacterial.
This is a really good question too.
I'm just not a meat eater. I just don't. I'm
right there with you.
Yeah.
This is a really good question too. Does anyone recommend intermittent fasting? There's so many different.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's no one size fit all. I end up intermittent fasting just by default.
Me too.
And
Sometimes I'll just
yeah,
not
you
eat
just go in
until
like,
11 and then stop at 6.
no, seriously. But then what I found out is that when I did eat, then my body was holding on to those nutrients because it was like I wasn't eating. So I can't recommend that for a one size fits all.
But
I think that's what's
typically,
important though, is that to that point, that it's not one size fits all. You really have to figure out what's best for you. And that
Mhm.
might be a recommendation through someone like you, Tori, who does nutritional training. It might be a recommendation according to how often you work out. Valerie, maybe intermittent fasting wouldn't work for you because of your workout schedule. So it
Yeah.
probably kind of depends on what you eat. It probably depends on your work schedule, your workout schedule. So there may be some things that you need to take into consideration to see if it's the best fit for you. Go ahead, Valerie. I'm
because
sorry.
what I was going to say is you have to figure out what is your goal. What is
Yeah.
it you're trying to accomplish with intermittent fasting? Most
Good.
people that talk to me about intermittent fasting, they're trying to lose weight. It's all about weight. It's not about being healthy. So I don't know personally, they call it breakfast, breaking your fast. I don't know if you should not eat first thing in the morning. I don't know if you should wait till 11 o'clock. I had some of my clients say, well, Valerie, I can't get on your, get to your class at 6:30 in the morning because I'm on intermittent fasting and I don't have any energy because I went 18 hours with no food. I'm like, go figure.
Not me. But
So
Mhm.
I think there
yeah,
are better ways to, if it's losing weight, better ways to do it. I clearly don't think it's the most healthy.
got you. Thank you for both of those answers. Do either of you check your pH levels?
Mm.
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay. And
Actually,
what does that mean?
now
For
I
those who may
am.
not even know what that means, what does it mean to check your pH levels?
So you have acid and alkaline. And so for women, you think about it in the feminine wellness area you know, um, when you have, infections or God forbid diseases, there's so you have a normal balance. Just say, what is it? 6 is the middle. I'm throwing that 5 is the middle. And that's the middle of being acidic and alkaline. It's a balance. And so anytime you're too alkaline, or they say we should be alkaline, you have people that are extremists with alkaline diets to have an alkaline body or acidic. And it's if you're too acidic, that's when you also start getting disorders and the disease and things of that nature. With
Yeast infection.
yeast infection. Yeah, no, yeah. So that's what, and that's what I'm saying in the feminine wellness area. I know some men on here, so I didn't want to get too
Oh,
but yeah, when it comes to the, like I said, diseases and infections and all of that, yeah. But so for women, if that's something that you're interested in, because intimate wellness is an area that I do specialize in as well, services and products. But you can get pH strips that you can just test yourself at home, and then go see your gynae if you have any concerns. But a lot of what we drink, a lot of foods, and especially processed foods and things that we drink, and if you drink soda or whatnot, is highly acidic. And so you find a balance. And so that's a lot of times where your gut might be upset, where you have to hear the growling of your gut or your back, constipation or headaches and all of these things. Um, and so you have to balance it. And so I literally just went and got I think like a gallon of alkaline water because I know my body was too acidic because I had a migraine that I couldn't get rid of. I thought I was about to leave planet Earth. Um, and I had my acid levels were too high, and so I drink
mm.
drinking alkaline water is really high, like almost 10, like off the charts to help balance some of the acidity with the inflammation. And I felt so much better. I've been even more upbeat. So that's a really great question because people don't ask.
They don't. And then Crystal followed up with the question, when should you check your pH levels? Is there a certain time of day, month, anytime you can check your pH levels?
When you're feeling off, when you're concerned about something that may be off, if it's down in that area, irritation, itching, uncomfortability, or just, in your body when you go to treat normal things and your body is not, or not normal things, but when you just say for a headache, if you go to treat a headache and you're not responding to the medication, because I wasn't responding to the medic, it's like, what is going on? And it's like, okay, I need to, it's something going on. I'm too acidic right now. Yeah.
I think
Sleep
that's an
pattern
important point. Yeah, like pay attention to what your body is doing, right? I
Listen to
think
your
So
body.
sometimes
Dr. said you got to check in with yourself. You got to be like, what's
Check
going
your check in.
on? I'm not
Because you
right.
yes,
know
don't
what?
make
You get one body. You have
right,
one life in this one body, and if you don't take care of it, it will not take care of you. So you
right.
have got to be, one of the things that my clients, I always tell them to measure when they go to the doctor their A1C levels. And a couple of years ago, Twyler, maybe it was more than a couple of years ago because we've been through COVID, but Twyler asked me to give a presentation on diabetes in the community, in the Black community. And I'm telling you, Tori, I learned so much about diabetes. I was up there, had diagrams, and I was like showing how the flow of the glucose went through the system and to the organs and everything. But anyway, when you go for your physical, very, very important. It is very high rate of prediabetes or pre-diabetic conditions, as well as diabetic conditions. If you look in the Black neighborhood, you got to look close. You're going to see all kinds of centers where people go for, treatment.
Them
So
dialysis is popping up
dialysis
every
centers.
corner.
Yeah,
And it
dialysis
didn't used
centers.
to be like that.
Every 4 blocks in the Black community, there's a dialysis center. So check your A1C levels and check your, obviously your blood pressure. But what I can say, and I know for sure, is that if you exercise, you can impact those numbers in a positive way. You can be healthier. So when we talk about beauty and wellness and health and nutrition and all that kind of stuff, it all falls in to make you wellness. It all ties into wellness, overall wellness, right? So check those indicators when you go in for your physicals. Don't shortcut that stuff, because there's things that you can reverse and make yourself healthier. It could be the
Yes.
pH level. It could be the A1C. It could be the blood pressure. It could be so many things that can be. Your body is a chemical. So if you don't put the right kinds of food and nutrients in, then the chemical is going to do ugly stuff right inside,
Yeah,
and then it
reaction.
comes out in different ways. It
Yep.
might be pimples. It might be some kind of
In
strange
your
disease.
hair. Like I
It
don't
might,
even think
yeah,
we
your
talk about
hair,
how
your
nutrition
nails,
impacts our
all
hair,
these
nails,
things, right?
skin. Yeah.
And
Yeah, that is so
infections,
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway,
Autoimmune diseases. I don't think we know and talk about enough how nutrition can turn around those negative things that happen to us. Like we don't necessarily have to take what the doctors say. If we know we haven't been taking care of ourselves, no matter how long it's been, it doesn't mean you have to stay that way. So, Tori, when you see your clients, they're coming to see you because they are having skin issues, or there's something that's wrong, but they know, and you teach them you don't have to stay this way. One thing that you said though that is so important, and Shai said it too, you got to do the work. We have to do the work and put in the work. And ladies, next week we are going to be doing some work. Next week we are going to be helping our ladies to do the work and teach them. So give us a little bit of an insight and elevator pitch, Tori, on how you are going to be helping us to do the work next week.
Can't tell you no. So we're gonna look at we're going to talk about looking at skincare and self-care. So certain foods, and I'm not gonna get too deep into as Valerie we're going to get, but some foods that are recommended to help you with that. The importance of having a skincare regimen, what that looks like, different ingredients that are important for our skin. Also helping you to identify some of those pain points and how you can turn them around and make lifestyle changes so that you could boost your confidence in those areas and eventually get to the point that if you are one of those people that are hiding behind makeup, you can take the makeup off. And so that's one of the tidbits I'll be doing. I can't share too much.
Oh, I can't wait. Valerie, tell us a little bit about what you are going to be sharing with us next week and
Well,
how you're
just
transforming
a
it.
little bit. And this was a kind of a recommendation by Twyler, which was something that I had really never thought about doing. But I'm going to really focus on this exercise thing. I'm going to hit home on this exercise thing because exercise slows down your aging process. It increases your metabolism to lose weight. It improves your mood and your energy levels. I'm just
Mhm.
and so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have weights. Last year we kind of used weights, but I'm going to do it without weights. But I'm going to talk about the different forms of exercise you can do. Everybody thinks, oh, I got to go to a gym. I got to join in. And, you don't have to do all those things. There are simple things that you can do that can be very effective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do exercises for different muscle groups. Maybe the
Oh,
biceps, maybe the flat under here.
yes,
Shoulders
yes.
that help you give you support and support your structure so that you look, like Tori said, self-confident, you know, you can walk in the room, head up
Mhm.
high, structure good, all that good stuff. And then I'm actually going to tell you that you do not need equipment to exercise. So I'm going to show you
Uh, I
where
love that.
you use your own body weight to do exercises, and they're actually more effective and they will not damage you like if you were, lifting a weight
Wait.
that could
Yeah.
pull your
Mhm.
shoulder, or what I'm thinking, things like that.
Yes,
So
I love that.
I don't know how this is going to work. I'm gonna wear like a little, cat suit so you can see, and I'm gonna try
Ooh.
to just do some simple things
Yeah.
that say if you didn't spend but 10 minutes in the morning and you just go through a little routine, stretching first, obviously, and then starting to work with no weights, work with no weights, just warming up the muscle groups, and then getting down, maybe doing a few push-ups, then do some jacks, and then do a couple of burpees. I mean, just some things that are really, really simple, but get your blood flowing and increase the endorphins and your metabolism and those kind of things. So we'll see how that flows. If it
I
doesn't,
think that's gonna flow great, Valerie. Something that you did last year that I loved. Now I have the water bottle that you're gonna get in your room next week, but we just took a water bottle, and you even showed us how even if you just had a water bottle in your hand, if that was a weight. So I love the things that you show us and teach us and tell us that we can do without, because sometimes we get overwhelmed. We think we don't have enough time, and I love that you teach things for every age. So whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or up to your 80s, I'm gonna have my mama on the front row, and I'm gonna say, Mom, you don't even have to have a weight in your hand. You can do what Miss Valerie is telling you, and you can see the difference. So thank you so much for
you
teaching us.
just wait for that chair yoga. Everybody thinks it's easy because I got a chair. Oh no.
Mhm.
Oh no. It's not gonna
See,
be
if
easy.
you're not registered, y'all missing it. We got chair
It ain't
yoga.
This chair yoga ain't gonna be no joke. But again, like Twyla says, I don't push people beyond their limits. I give modifications. If you can't squat all the way down where your hips are touching your heels, that's quite all right. Just sit in the chair. When you get to a point where you can't sit in a chair and stand up without leaning onto something, shame on you.
Because it doesn't, you don't have to be that way, and you can start
You
working
don't
on
have to be
changing
that way.
those things now. No matter what age you are, no excuses. We can all make some changes. Tori and Valerie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody who asked a question today, thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you ladies next Wednesday. Let's see, it's
Yes.
Friday. Guess what, ladies? Let's see, it's 6:17 USVI time. We will just be getting back from St. John.
Oh
We will
wow.
just be getting back from going to the #1 beach in the world,
Hey!
to a destination, to having lunch overlooking the wonderful U.S. Virgin Islands. So, Whew, I can't wait. So just so y'all know, there is no conversation series next week unless decide to go live because we will be in the USVI. Thank you, Tori. Thank you,
Thank
Valerie. I will see
I have
you
one
you.
more
next
thing to
week.
say.
Absolutely.
I think that this is going to be the best retreat that has ever occurred. And the reason is because Tyler has taken the time. She has put in she's got the context, she put the energy in there. She worked the system to make sure that when we land on that island,
Ooh.
we are going to be treated like royalty. We have special discounts in the stores. We're going to the governor's mansion. We're getting on a cruise going over to St. John with in a huge beautiful beach. She has done the spas, discounts on the spas, all of and we're looking over a cliff down onto the, Caribbean blue waters. And I mean, it's just, to me, the way that the Bureau of Tourism has catered to Twyler has been beyond what happened in Cancun, Mexico, beyond what happened in Scottsdale, beyond what happened in Florida when we had to pivot. This is going to be the best ever. And her speakers, oh, I'm not talking about me and Tori. I'm talking about all these other speakers.
I'm telling you, I'm like,
Like, whoa.
okay, well, how to get your mind right, your money right, your body
Girl, they
right,
got everything right.
right.
We're gonna come back snatched. I don't know what the new word is because the kids change it all the time, but we're gonna get some
We got
tea, 10
snatch.
toes
We're
down,
gonna come back
snatch.
8. That's what they call 8. We're gonna come
Oh,
back
is that what
8.
they
We're gonna come
say?
back
8.
We forgot I got 2 little ones, 2 little.
We're gonna come back 8.
Okay, like yes. So,
But I'm
now's the
that's on
time
a
before the
serious. I'm
winter,
being
like,
very serious, Twyler.
Thank
I
you,
really,
Valerie.
you had them there last year. They flew all the way from the Virgin Islands to talk to us in Scottsdale to tell us all the things and all the preparations they were putting in place to make sure that we have a very exceptional experience. And it's good for them too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
They have 50 middle class Black women that have an opportunity to experience St. Thomas. And guess what? We'll
And
come
St. John.
back. We'll
Yes,
come back and we'll
absolutely.
bring people with us. A lot of people have
Absolutely.
never been to the Virgin Islands.
I haven't, and I traveled everywhere.
Yeah.
And the thing that's so nice is it's a part of the United States. So,
Yes, no passport
easy in
required.
and
I'm
out.
telling you, if you all slept on this year's retreat, because I have been promoting it all year, and it's not too late. I will say, ladies, it's not too late. Flights are still available, rooms are still available, so you can still join us. But Valerie, I want to say thank you so much. And this is such a divine assignment. I have to do this work to help Black women live better because we are dying at alarming rates with breast cancer, obesity, heart disease, cervical cancer. Even Alana, 59 years old, passing away from cancer. So we've got to start doing some corrective
Breast cancer.
lifestyle changes, ladies.
Yeah.
Lifestyle changes. Even Karen Calabrese said she's going to show us a sugar alternative, right? Like that's one of the things that kills us at alarming rates is sugar, right? And so to learn how to have something other than that substance, oh my God, what we're going to learn next week is transformational. And so thank you so much for that shout out. And thank you to the U.S. Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, Assistant Commissioner Alani Hinneman, Deputy Commissioner Rosie Farrington, and Governor Albert Bryan Jr., who is hosting us at their residence on our opening night for our opening reception, where his entire cabinet will be at our reception, ladies. The entire USVI cabinet is being invited. The Commissioner of Health, one of their local attorneys that does all of their high-powered cases. I mean, they have gone so far and above and beyond. And I want to say thank you to Khadijah at the Weston Beach Resort and Spa. This is a 5-star. I mean, this resort, I cannot wait. I will not be in the registration room. I will be in the lobby. I want to see you all get off the bus and come into this resort because I want to see your faces and experience your hugs, and it's just beautiful. It is just beautiful. And so our spiritual awakening ceremony with Dr. Portia Lockett, Karen Calabrese, all of our speakers are going to be absolutely amazing. Orlena, Latia Vaughn, who joined us last year, was just on the cover of Forbes. I agree with you, Valerie. Every time I get all the speakers together, I'm excited all over.
And Dr.
again.
Porter.
I told Twyla that
Dr.
too. When I talked to her in the beginning, I said, this going to be the best one.
Dean
This
Porter
gonna be
King
the best one, girl. Dr. Porter ain't no joke.
ain't no joke. And she's doing
She
two
preaches
sets-
at my
two
church,
sets.
and I'll be like, everybody's like this.
I'm telling you, I told you all last night. I said, if I'm the only one in the room, y'all can be at the beach if you want to. But if I'm the only one in the room, I'm getting my transformation.
Yes.
I'm getting everything I need for my next, because God has a plan for us. And let me tell you, after this election, we are going to know, and we are going to need to be well equipped for what's next. No matter what happens, we need to be equipped. And Latia was like, I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on. Her futurist, she's a futurist. She's just gonna tell us how to be prepared. So, ladies, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, thank you. I gotta go my mama.
You owe it to yourself. You do everything for everybody else. You owe this to yourself.
Yes.
Yes. And Tyree said, yes, I agree, Valerie. This is going to be exquisite and highly transformative. I think
she's
the
looking
best
forward
way-
to meeting us and seeing about this lifestyle change. Get ready.
Ready. Do
It's
the
gonna
work.
be
Get
great.
ready. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. See you next week.
See you next
See you
week.
next week.
Bye.
Woo! All right. Valerie told y'all. I've been trying to tell you, Valerie and Tori, let you guys know this is going to be the most transformative retreat. It's our 5th annual. Valerie has been to every single one of them, and she's been on some of the calls. She was with the speakers last night. Again, it's not too late. Go to IamThatWomanMovement.org. You can go ahead and get that flight. Come on and fly in. Come on and go to the governor's residence with us. Come on and be transformed. It's going to be absolutely amazing. 5-star resort. Definitely can't beat the pricing, can't beat the sisterhood, and what you will learn and what you will be able to come back and do. I'm changing my life. I am a witness. Well, one of the things that we always share is our prayer and meditation. Every Monday through Friday, we have an opportunity to come together in a sisterhood and brotherhood. There is men who join us on the line as well. But we know that it's great to start our day in morning mindfulness, 5:30 a.m. Central Time, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then 6:30 on Wednesday and Friday. And let me tell you guys what this transformative meditation and prayer line does. It keeps you calm. It keeps your head in the right space. It keeps your heart in the right place. And you know what I do? After I finish prayer and meditation, I work out with Valerie. And so I'm getting everything that I need in at least 3, my mental, emotional, physical, 4, and spiritual well-being first thing in the morning. So come on and join us. I appreciate you all joining the show today. Spread some joy, spread some love, and let the I Am That Woman movement help you live better, more holistically, mind, body, and spirit. Until next time, have a great and wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.